It's no secret that Sony doesn't spend a lot on their standalone Spider-Man based films because they learned a very, very important lesson from The Amazing Spider-Man 2, where they way overspent. So it's kind of shocking to learn the insane small budget for Venom 3. So it was recently reported by Variety, and then other outlets followed, and the official budget, at least before some reshoots happen, for Venom 3 is going to be $110 million. Now, this would place it literally on the same budget as Venom 2, which I think is a pretty safe budget, all things considered. Again, Venom 2 made less than Venom 1, but when it comes to when it released, there's obviously the circumstances of where the world was at the time, the impact of the pandemic and everything. So it's pretty safe to say that they are also looking at that as a factor of why the second film made less, but also that there might be some people that watched the first film and didn't want to see the second film, considering it didn't move as many physical units. So I think they're honestly just kind of placing bets on we'll make between Venom 2 and 3, and then hopefully if the film is reviewed better, we can maybe make a little bit more. Move more units, obviously sell a complete trilogy is a major factor, so there's a couple things going on here that I think are important. At 110 million, I don't think that's bad. The Venom films look fine. When they use CG, it relatively looks fine. I think that we don't need to worry about how the CG is going to look. I think we should be more worried about how is the film going to look and feel and be compared to the first two in terms of quality. That's the big one for me. Like, we could get 10 minutes of Venom in the film alone. I just want a good film that focuses on, well, I guess the internal struggle that we've sort of had here or there mentioned, but they always lean into the comedy aspects of it more than the actual torment it could cause one. Like, remember, typically without a symbiote, they depict it like you get more violent and it's almost like a withdrawal from drugs. We've never really had that. So I'm interested in how do they do that? How do you handle that? So maybe we'll get that at some point. Maybe we won't. I personally think that this budget is fine. Some people are comparing it to MCU budgets and saying, oh, it's bad. Well, it's a typical Sony comic book movie budget. It's actually going to be on the highest end once they do some reshoots. So we'll see what happens. I'm just hoping that the film is good. I'll be real with you. The budget is the last thing I care about in relation to Venom, because they're using the same CG and everything. It never evolved from the first to the second film. I'm assuming it's not going to evolve here either. So let's hope the money's spent better elsewhere.